Hi.
Hi.
I am Isis Mirage.
And I am Coco Ferocha, and we are here to review RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5, Episode 2, plus Untucked, bitches. Okay, so obviously y'all can tell that we are bathed in the glory of God right now with this lighting, darling.
Yes, honey, you can see all the work pay off.
Yeah.
We don't look like the Simpsons tonight.
No more yellowness, I'm so happy.
Girl.
So yeah.
There will be new videos coming soon, you know, like non-Drag Race related. We gotta make a video on these bomb-ass nails that we received.
Oh my god.
By Pinky's Nails.
Oh my god. I don't even know why I'm not wearing them now. I need to be, but bitch.
Yeah, your girl has to grow her boy nails out. Yeah, that's the tea. And update video will be coming, but you know, we got family visiting and stuff, so we gotta wait till we can really focus on that.
Yes, God.
So, that being said, let's move on.
Let's move on, bitch.
To the review.
Started.
Okay, so the episode started with the girls walking into the workroom, and after Penny left and her message was on the mirror, you know, and Roxy went up there and she was like, "We love you, Penetration." I'm like, this is no time to be thinking about sex. Okay, but on a serious note, this was the moment where we first sort of got the idea that something was going to go down with Monica.
Right.
You know, because she wasn't really feeling right. And, you know, kind of like when Willem broke the rules, you know, she was kind of off. Like, she was kind of off.
So, the mini challenge this week was that they had to lip sync to RuPaul's songs Tranny Chaser, Ladyboy, and Peanut Butter.
Yes, thank God that Peanut Butter got a shout out on this show.
Right, it's about time. I know that music video is finna drop, so
yes.
I'm just waiting. So yeah, they had to do it like just with their mouths, with RuPaul's face or whatever, so.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a point going through each queen and saying how they did, like, in the lip sync.
Yeah.
It was all kind of funny.
Yeah.
I was totally here for the fact that Coco Montrese looked like she ate out a unicorn, as you said earlier. And, yeah, that's about it, really.
So the winners of the mini challenge was Serena Chacha, Detox, and Ivy Winters. If anybody knows why she says her name like that, hit her up and let us know. But, you know, it workles.
It workles, yes it does.
Right,
yes it does.
Right.
So this set up who the leaders were going to be for the main challenge, motherfucker. And, yeah, so they had to pick a team, each of the three girls, and she got to put her earring back on.
Okay, so the main challenge this week was that the girls had to do a lip sync extravaganza reenacting famous moments from Untucked seasons 2 through 4.
Yes, get your life, because I was ready for this.
Yeah.
Now, we just want to say that I think that for the most part, everyone's, like, character or whatever was, you know, in jest. I don't think, like, they were trying to piss anybody off. You know, it's like an exaggeration.
Right, it's drag. You gotta take it to the nth degree.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, no tea, no shade to no party out there, but the shit was funny. Like, the way that these
as a drag queen, you gotta be able to laugh at yourself, because you a clown, bitch.
Yes, and it was hilarious seeing bitches try to paint like each other, but not really in a complimentary way.
Yes.
Yes. Now, I do want to say, when they were running through the lip sync, I was really, really worried for Linesha. I was like, okay, I figured there would be a time where the language barrier would be a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it would be this early in the season.
Right.
So I was like, shit, that's it. Like, off the bat, I was like...
fingers and toes crossed, darling. So while Team Serena Chacha was filming their Mimi on First Shangela moment, there was quite a bit of tension between Alyssa and Jinx Monsoon, and Jinx was kind of struggling to be heard.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was good that she spoke up and was like, look, give me a minute to fix the goddamn hair. But if I was her, I would have thrown the hair that you know, bucket on the side.
Yeah, I would have thrown it too. I felt like it was just throwing her off. And I mean, it's not like Mimi was wearing it in that moment anyways.
Right, and, you know, I guess maybe Alyssa can be quite controlling.
A little bit.
So, it's good that she spoke up for herself and let her know.
Yes, but she should have really let her know, because Miss Thing was trying to talking about you want to really fight. I would have been like, okay, you know, nail glue coming off, bitch, let's go.
So Miss Serena Cha-Cha, during the backstage filming, decided to do kind of passing out Raja.
I didn't really get where she got that from.
I don't think anyone kind of got where that was from, and it was kind of bizarre. And
yeah, I was worried for you, Serena, because I really thought that episode 2 was your moment to tell those bitches you didn't do it.
Yeah.
But you had me worried off the jump. I was like, you should have turned around. Okay, so we're going to talk about how the queens did in the main challenge at the end, like when they showed
the final product, instead of like going through it like as we go.
But since they didn't really too much show it in the final product, I do want to say I didn't really understand why Linnea was rocking back and forth like that in that moment. I didn't know what that was about, because I was already worried for her, and then I'm like...
I go worrying even more, like, you know, bitch, stop acting crazy and acting up. Like,
we have Raja dying, like, in one moment, then Tyra Sanchez, like, going off on this, like, you know, invisible rocking chair.
Bitch, I don't know what the hell she was thinking, but...
And I know that the cocktails weren't real, because Alyssa was holding a glass of glitter, right?
Right.
So that glitter got them all types of fucked up, darling.
There was no need for...
That must have been one high cosmetic grade glitter, boo.
Right. Breathing it in, getting wasted on that ass.
Yeah.
So when Monica Beverly Hills and Coco Montrese were filming the LaShawn Beyond Jiggly Caliente fight, you could see that, you know, Monica was kind of struggling a bit, and she knew that she was kind of fucking up, but she was saying, I have a lot on my mind, and, you know, I think her situation definitely took its toll on her performance in that part of the challenge, bitch.
Yeah, I definitely do. And you could really see the professionalism coming out in Coco Montrese when she was, you know, telling Monica to really throw that shit at her.
Yeah, and Detox too, they were being really supportive and telling her that just, you know, giving her advice, which is really sweet.
Exactly, and it's cute, and that's the thing about it, is if you get a bitch like Monica, who's like so loving and everything, bitches will support you. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like, I feel like when the real shade comes, it's a reason.
Yeah. So after it was all done and over, woo, there goes my ring flying into the trash can. Whoop.
The world trying to tell you something?
Lord. So
I just spat.
So as the girls were getting ready, Coco came over and asked, you know, Monica if she was okay, and she could tell something was up. Like, she has a sixth sense. She's been saying it from like episode 1, bitch.
Yeah.
And Monica said, you know, she had a huge secret, and she didn't know how the girls were gonna take it, etc., etc. She was obviously worried, like, I'm sure with being maybe kicked out the competition or whatever the case may be. So yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the runway, y'all.
Yes.
Of course, Mother Ru looked stunning.
Yeah, her makeup was done tonight. I don't know what it was, but something was a little elevated.
Yes, the outfit was just done. It was gorgeous.
They make a fierce team, bitch. 20 years in the game, I'm sure she was saying the other day.
Yes. And, of course, Jiggly Caliente looked amazing. I'm just playing, but y'all gotta give Tenzo for Michelle mopping Jiggly Caliente's reunion look, bitch.
Yes, I live.
Yeah. Now, before we get into it, I want to say, I really think that this runway, this episode, this season, was on fire. Like, I ain't never seen, like, every girl that came out was giving it to me, yes.
Yeah.
Just down. Like, there's never been a time where the bitches come out on the runway, and every time I've been gagged like that.
Yeah.
So season 5 bitches, y'all really came. Y'all knew the girls came this year.
So the theme of the runway this week was dress to impress. So
yeah,
the girls got a chance.
Impress they did.
Right. They got a chance to pull out their own drag and do whatever the fuck they wanted. But there was a lot of kind of swimsuit going on, right? Was that me? I thought it was like a swimsuit challenge for a while until somebody came out and I was like, okay, whatever. Okay, so first up was Miss Linacia Sparks, darling. She was giving you swimsuit, you know, the draped chiffon cape, twirling and giving you legs for days. It was gorgeous. I was living for it. It was so polished and perfected, and it's so Linacia. I just live.
And so Puerto Rican, you know what I mean? Like how many of those bitches come out in those gorgeous stone swimsuits? I just live for it, honey. And you know she made the shit herself.
Right, it was stunning. Next up was Miss Honey Mahogany. Oh my god, she looks so beautiful. I really can't get over the transformation she makes from a boy to a girl. Like, she is just beautiful.
It's 10s across the board for the cosmetics.
Yes, honey. Applied flawlessly.
Yes, and the movement in the fabric was so beautiful.
Yeah, y'all know I'm a fan of fabric that's flowy and movement, and yes.
Yeah, like,
perfect.
She didn't need no fan. She said, bitch, let me walk, and she stomped that runway and ate that, and it was just kind. It was so kind. She looked so beautiful.
She peed on the runway.
She really did. She did that.
Next up, Ivy Winters.
Yes, butterfly goddess. On stilts.
She had the nerve to pull out some stilts on that runway. Did y'all see RuPaul's face when she noticed?
The stunt to end all stunts.
Yes, God, honey.
Yes.
Turned the party.
Yes. And
no words.
Not only was she on stilts, but she looked flawless. Yeah, I was here for everything.
Yeah. I mean, last week we were like, oh, I wish it would have been a bit more over the top. Well, bitch. She gave you over the motherfucking top and above, and then probably a little bit above that too.
Let them know, Ivy, you ate that, you really did, and I'm really happy that you turned that like that because, you know, episode 1 we went that here for the look.
Yeah.
So that's what you gotta do, you gotta keep them gagging.
Thank you. Next up, Miss Vivian Pinay. Oh my god. Her makeup was so beautiful. We were just literally talking about it.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. She gives you that moment where she turns and she has the eyes.
That moment, that was a moment. That was a Mariah Carey moment.
Yes.
The natural eyes.
Yeah. She was done.
I can't, I really can't. And the dress was beautiful, and the hair was
you
just
better
sitting.
See that walk, girl.
Yes. Up, Alyssa Edwards. Now, I just want to say, how is it that Ivy Winters came out on stilts and my favorite walk of this runway was Alyssa? Cause that bitch ate that with that fucking faux dog rat thing dragging on the floor. She was giving you all of this. I said yes. I said, where is my MasterCard? Because I need to take some money out for this bitch.
Yeah, she seriously looked amazing. She is showing what amazing drag she has up in her collection. Yeah. Pussy on fire to get your little, you know, poof ball of a dog and carry her around. Bitch, turn it.
Yes, girl, like
we are so boring, this fucking runway. We're like, oh my god, they're amazing, but they were all fucking amazing. What do y'all want?
You gotta give the 10s.
And 10s are deserved this episode, bitch. Next up, Serena Cha-Cha. When she first came out, I was like, yes, okay.
You already here when she first came out, though, Miss Rouge.
She looked really good, and I didn't expect it from her. But then she turned around, and the panties, I really wasn't here for.
That was the only thing that had me fucked up, though. Yeah. That was the only thing. I mean, the flag, too, I get, like...
Yeah.
She was kind of small for the whole elegance that she was serving.
Right.
But, to be fair, she did look stunning.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, like, she was decked out.
Yeah, she looked really good.
So, yes, for the most part, I was pretty impressed by Serena Chacha this week. Because, you know, again, last week, wasn't really here for it like that. Although, you know, the granny panty did kind of let you down. But whatever, it's a panty. I mean, you ain't gonna get stuck on that.
Yeah, it's just it kind of stuck out because everyone else was so perfect this week.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Next up, Miss J. Jolie.
Now, looking back, I do agree with the judges because they pointed it out. But when I first saw J. Jolie, I didn't too much notice that she wasn't cracking her whip or nothing.
Yeah, see, I just wanted a crack. It just needed because a whip crack is so drag.
And cunt.
I just needed it. But, you know... It is what it is. I ain't mad at her. All eyes are on her in the center of the ring, just like a circus, bitch. Yeah. She was the ringleader on that main stage.
Yeah, she was. I thought she looked gorgeous. I love that she wore something that would usually be considered more masculine, but she had it fitted and it was very feminine, and she had the shoulder pieces. And I was totally here for it.
Next up, Miss Roxy Andrews. I have literally no words for this bitch. Like, let me leave, let me quit drag forever because she is on a level.
You ain't never gonna touch that.
Like, her mug, her body, her proportions. She had the titties on.
Her hair. How dare you not mention the hair?
It was coming, but... Bitch, though, like, she fucking slayed that. My favorite look this week on the runway.
Yeah, she killed it. I mean, she didn't even notice that she was wearing a bikini until now.
I didn't even notice. I literally thought she was going bare ass Chanel. And now that I've seen it, she's serving you illusion.
Yes, the illusion succeeded.
Right. Yes. She is making me, you know, playing the eye, darling. It's all an illusion.
Yes, and it was so done, Roxy. Like, you really need to be worried, Miss Thing, because you're setting the bar so high so early. But I love you for that, though.
Right. She is ready to take that crown, bitch.
If, you know, the hair lets it fit.
Right.
Next up, Jinx Monsoon. When she said that she was serving up Hollywood 3012, I was like, bitch, you did that.
Yeah.
You did that. Like, the way that she mixed, like, an era with the future so perfectly.
Pussy on fire. Like,
I was done.
You said it when we were watching it, let me have it, Miss Jinx, because from not expecting that much from her on the runway.
No tea.
No tea. She is fucking turning it, and
she
every
really
week
is.
I'm like, bitch, turn it. Like, I gotta give her 10.
Exactly.
She's making me eat it and gag. So, 10s across the board for Jinx Monsoon.
Yes, and we love to be gagged.
Right.
Me and my phone, we got a thing going on.
Next up was Miss Monica Beverly Hills.
Yes. She looked stunning.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I live for that hair, and I actually wear that type of hair quite often myself, sister. So I was feeling that. I was like, alright, let them know.
Yeah, she looked amazing. Her body was right, legs for days. Yeah. And she turned it on that runway, bitch. She really did.
She did. She ate that. And I feel like she had so much going on in that time with the challenge and everything that when she hit that runway, she was like, you know what? this is my time to really just be beautiful and fucking eat that shit up. And she did that. And I was like, yes, Monica, this is what you need. You need to just go out there and have that confidence and fucking kill it. You did.
Yeah, thank you. Next up was Miss Alaska. I lived for her runway presentation.
Yes.
The flirtiness, the little waving, the smiling. The
yes, you gotta give 10 for a performance on the runway.
Love when a girl sells it on the runway 100%.
I don't know to who, because I don't believe there's any prostitutes on the panel at this time. Maybe Michelle. But you know, she looked flawless and the hair was laid.
Yes. I lived. It was
giving
amazing.
You great height.
Yeah, height. Definitely height.
Yes.
Next up was Miss Coco Montrese.
Just add water.
Right. I didn't know Rihanna was a special guest this week.
You know, and last week I thought, you know, she stepped into the work. Now I'm confused.
Like, is Janet Jackson there? Is Rihanna there? We just don't know.
So, we'll break the news to you when we find out.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Very refreshing news for the morning. Those boots, bitch. You want to give me them boots or them shoes? Give me them shoes, bitch.
Shoes.
Okay, those boots are... I have no words for those boots. And the outfit was gorgeous. She was selling it. I have nothing else to say but amazing.
Yes, and Alexis Mateo had a hand in creating that ensemble, right?
Definitely.
We read on Facebook, I'm sure a lot of people did, but just in case y'all didn't know. And yeah, it was amazing. It was Vegas, down. Like, and she is a motherfucking professional, bitch, because every time, and okay, it's only been twice, so I'm expect every time, she comes out on that runway, she stops and says, now you gon' gag, and she goes, and every time I say, bitch, yeah, that's how you do it, bitch.
Yeah.
Next up was Detox. Now, the first thing I want to say about illusions is that she served me an illusion like no other, because that gown, Miss Honey, not you, Mahogany, was like, it really looked like there was birds like cascading around the bottom of that outfit. Like she was just like this gorgeous goddess, like emerging from the birds and the ravens. And I was like, bitch, how?
She was painted so pretty this week, and it was almost like 1920s flapper with the headpiece, and I was living. Living.
The whole image was ferocious. It was just killer.
Right.
I can't get over that. Like,
cunt witch tease.
Yes, that's art, bitch. That right there was art in its highest form. Like,
high drag.
Yeah.
So now it's time for us to talk about the individual
groups and challenges,
whatever,
and how they did. And how they did was amazing. If you're talking about Roxy Andrews slaying Mug for Days, because if anybody can critique Mug for Days, it's me. She did Mariah Paris Balenciaga so good. Like the mannerisms was down.
The look. Like
the look was amazing. Everything was right. It was Mariah. Like, that was Roxy as Mariah, like as close as you ever gonna get.
Yeah, it was amazing. Alyssa Edwards as Shangela was incredible. She had the, you know, the mouth. Like Michelle said, I'm obsessed with her mouth. It's just perfection, and her lip sync was on point, her mannerisms, and she got up at the right time for I Am What Sickening, and I Live. And Jinx Monsoon as Mimi on First, bitch, your pussy was on fire.
Yes, and the fact that you were able to recreate those lips around your eyes, like pretty much exactly the same way Mimi did, without having like a fucking tutorial on how she did that.
Right.
Like,
and it was,
you slayed that.
Her like personality, it was so Mimi I'm First, but it was still so Jinx Monsoon, and it was, she was still remained true to herself and added her own humor and stuff into it, while still 100% satisfying the need to be Mimi I'm First. Does that make sense?
I'm sure it does to someone out there who's stoned right now.
guess it's not you.
We're gonna take a minute though, because now she wanna act like she got fighting words.
So next up was Miss Serena Chacha as Raja, and that, in all honesty, was kind of a hot mess. Like, her lip sync was rather off.
Rather's a word. It's a word. I don't know if it's a word that can be used here.
I just felt like she kept kind of talking, like, out the side of her mouth, like this, and, like, does Raja do that?
Because I'm not saying that I could have done a better lip sync, but what I am saying is that if you're going to be fumbling your words and everything, you need to be on point with your mannerisms at least. You need something to pull that back.
Right. Now, we were talking about Serena Chacha picking Raja because she loves Raja and wanted to portray Raja and have that look.
Exactly.
But she wasn't really thinking about who is going to be the easiest for me to perform or the funniest.
And who's going to give you the... Because I would have been fighting for Shangela or somebody.
Right, I would have been fighting for Shangela.
You know, and I get why Alyssa got her, but I'm just saying, I really felt like Serena off the jump was like, she wanted to be able to do that look, that legendary look that Raja gave you, and I don't think she was really focused too much on how she was going to win the challenge, Jolie, as Delta Work. Now, she didn't want to be Delta Work. I don't know why, because Delta Work is a funny-ass fucking bitch.
Yeah, we live for Delta, for days.
Yes, and that's such a good moment to, like, really, like, show your stuff off and show your talents, because Delta has so many things that make her funny unintentionally.
Right, and intentionally.
Well, yeah, exactly, and, not the food thing, though.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Delta talking about it on Facebook. It's easy. It's a go-to thing. Oh, I'm playing a bigger person. Let me get my food. Like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Now,
let something else shine.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, because
she didn't have no food in that part. That was some extra nonsense.
Because, like, you know, the putting the belly in and, you know, getting the food out, I didn't feel it was all necessary to rely on that.
Yeah.
Which I kind of felt she did a little bit.
But, you know, it is what it is. She did what she thought she had to do.
And a lot of the girls did exaggerate the characters and everything. Right. So that was what J. Jolie would do in that situation. Right. You know? But I just felt like that was just maybe crossing the line a little bit.
Yeah, I just thought it was unnecessary.
I guess it's really down to whether Delta found it funny or not.
Yeah, the performance itself, like a lip sync, it was a little bit messy, but, you know, it was good enough for me.
Everyone's just a little bit messy though, right?
Yeah. But, yeah, it was pretty good. She didn't, you know, she was kind of like average for me in terms of the group's performance. Next up was Miss Vivian Pinay as Tatiana.
And Lanisha Sparks as Tyra Sanchez.
Right. I think Vivian did a pretty good job, really, as Tatiana. There was a lot of this. Yeah. But that's Tatiana, so...
And, you know, they made a good choice making her deciding to be Tatiana because, you know... She a fishy queen and everything, and it just seemed like the obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
Which I guess taking a risk is good at times, but you also want to excel in what you're doing. Right. Lanisha as Tyra really slayed it because obviously we got the impression that she wasn't going to do that well, but she really didn't let the language barrier get in her way.
Right. Like her lip sync was really good.
Yeah, and not only that, but the mannerisms were down. You need to really study those little things.
Right, and she had it perfected. She was Tyra Sanchez in that moment. Down to the way that she was talking and she wasn't even really moving her mouth much. It was Tyra. Yeah. I got my life.
Yeah, it was down. And it goes to show that really you can push past that language barrier. Like, if anything can prove that, that was it. Because not only did she have to lip sync, but she had to lip sync words. Like, there's no beat to come in to let you know when to speak. Right. And, like, she really killed that.
Next up was Miss Honey Mahogany as Mystique Summers, Amado. And Ivy Winters as Morgan McMichaels. Now, Honey, I have to say, she really went in with that makeup.
Yeah.
But, you know, I see why she did it. Like, it worked for the character. And I think she did an amazing job. She really sold it.
I think so too. Now, Honey also, excuse you, had a bit of food with her, but I feel, to be fair, it was a biscuit.
A 2-piece and a biscuit, you know Mystique, that's her thing. Like.
Yeah, she had a fucking biscuit, so it's like, I didn't feel like that was the same kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, I thought she did an amazing job as Mystique, and I thought that she really captured the emotion, like, her face.
Yeah.
When she was, like, it was...
She
like,
sold it.
Yeah, she really did.
Yeah, amazing.
I felt like Ivy Winters held back a little bit. I would like to see more, because, you know... It is, for me, all about the mannerisms, you know, and in that moment, I was saying to you earlier, like, Morgan was, like, you know, puffing up those, like, shoulder pieces she had going on, and she was, like, sweetheart, you know, and funny, you know, and I want to see more of that. Yes, exactly, and, you know, Morgan showed her love on Twitter for it, so, and Mystique with Honey, so... They obviously were into it.
Yeah. Next up was Monica Beverly Hills as Jiggly Caliente and Coco Montrese as LaShawn Beyond. Like we said before, you know, it was obvious that Monica was struggling with Jiggly in that moment. She obviously had a lot on her mind. She tried to push through it as best she could, but I'm guessing there was only so much she could do in that moment
and
with
the
stress
feel
she was going through.
Like, sidetracking for a minute, she would have got real lucky if Kenya Michaels was one of the people listed in the thing, because she would have ate that, because she looked just like the bitch, right? With that dark hair. But yeah, I felt like Monica, in terms of the look, was trying to really stay respectful to Jiggly, and she really took that into consideration. So instead of like putting on like a fat suit, she wore like a poofy skirt that hit right here, you know, and she was more slick with it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
definitely do. Coco Montrese is LaShawn Beyond, bitch.
Done and over.
Like Michelle.
Beyond over.
Yeah, like Michelle said, you better watch out because her lip sync is on point.
She put that little wig in the middle of her head with a little ponytail. That's it. That's it.
Yes, that's pussy on fire, high drag moments for you, Mariah Carey moments.
Yes.
Since they're sponsored throughout this video. Darling. Yeah, no words other than fucking amazing.
Killed, perfect, nailed it. Like.
Next up was Miss Alaska as Fifi O'Hara and Detox as Sharon Needles. I have to give them both 10s for the look. It was just so, like, Alaska's Fifi was so funny because it was so, like, exaggerated and crazy, and it was just, I have no words.
Ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
It was really ridiculous, and... Like, I really think that regardless of, like, whatever bullshit, that Fifi O'Hara must have been sat home fucking pissing herself.
Laughing her ass off.
Like, straight out, like, she must have just been gagging.
Yeah.
Like, I really think that she would have taken that in jest.
Yeah.
And, shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
It really was. Detox slayed that Sharon mug.
Yeah, they were just amazing. And then the fact that they made out at the end, the blood,
like making out, that was, that pussy was so on fire that they thought of doing that.
Yeah, they needed to call the fire station, have some fire extinguishers handy, a fire blanket to wrap themselves up in.
Yes, some sand, bitch.
Too much.
Like, that was amazing to me that they came up with that. That was too fucking funny. Like, I could not take.
Gag.
Now, I must say, Kristen Johnson was really coming for these girls.
Because I think she's like an actual, like, true fan, and it's so rare that you get a celebrity who I feel genuinely watches the show, and she knew who Raja was, and she knew who Shangela was. So her critiques were coming from a place of I actually know what the fuck I'm talking about, and this is my opinion. Be it right or wrong.
Yeah, she got the call to be a judge on the show, and she must have been like, critique the girls? I could do that. Yeah. She came hard. I was like, let me sing.
Yeah, you better watch out for her.
Yes, like she was like talking about what the fuck with that tiny little flag. I was like, ooh. I smell a clock.
Yeah. Boop, boop.
So as the girls were getting critiqued on the runway, it was brought out that Monica seemed, you know, a little off. And that was her moment to just really be honest with everybody and with herself so that she could really focus on this competition.
Right.
And do the damn thing.
Right.
And because nobody can do it under that kind of stress.
Yeah.
And so, you know, she told everybody that she is not just a drag queen, she is a transgender woman, which is, you know, who she is.
It just opens up a world for her to represent the trans community and, you know, young trans people who want to become performers and things of that nature. There is no need within the LGBT community, in my opinion, to create more boundaries and rules and say, no, drag is only this.
Yeah.
Drag is art and it's self-expression, and it's traditionally when someone has been born male regardless of their current gender. So I just think there's no need to tell someone that what they're doing is not drag, or that...
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Trans women have been a part of the drag community for God knows how long, and
they're sisters, respected.
Right, and they're sisters, and there's really, I just don't understand the huge...
I just don't understand why anyone who watches a show about drag queens would feel any type of way about a trans woman competing on the show.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, fuck gender. This is what this show is about. It's saying fuck gender and just accept who you are.
Right.
And be that and be sickening.
Yeah.
You know?
Monica said in a quote I read today, trans is who I am and drag is what I do.
Exactly.
And it's just really that simple.
And, you know, as gay people, we fight so hard for people to understand that we didn't choose this. So, to turn that back around on someone else, I just don't understand where that comes from. That must come from such a place of self-hate or just pure ignorance. I just want to say, on behalf of both of us, how proud we are of you for really paving the way for the rest of the trans women that I hope to see on this show in the future. Yeah. So many people rooting for you.
Yeah, and you're going to make so many people proud, and you're just a role model to so many people. And so, congratulations on everything, bitch.
Yes.
We love you.
For the people out there that were kind of like trying to act some type of way because they felt like this was just meant to be a stunt for the show, I just think that's such bullshit, you know. This is a real life situation. And I really feel like RuPaul, in that moment when she turned to Monica and she was like, I brought you here for a reason, that's truth right there.
Yeah.
You know, that ain't no script. Like,
and I felt like, you know, even though some people might feel like it's exploiting the situation for drama, at the end of the day, what other show is airing stuff like this in such a positive light?
Exactly.
And it needs to be talked about. So.
Exactly. In regards to the critique that Detox got, you know, saying that she kind of felt like she'd been there, done that, I don't know why they got that impression.
Yeah, it was just Kristen that.
Yeah, I didn't understand why she got that. Like, I don't know how well she thinks she knows Detox, but she was only there for the episode, right? So, and I, you know, knowing of Detox before Drag Race and like seeing her grow and everything, you can tell the bitch humble. Like, especially being a drag queen yourself, you know how humble you feel. Like,
yeah.
So I just felt like that was a little bit of an unfair critique.
Yeah, when she didn't really know her like that. So the challenge winner was Miss Linacia Sparks, Tyra Sanchez.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't her, I would have loved to have seen Honey win that. Because they both really turned it.
Yes,
and
definitely.
that group was really amazing.
I feel what really topped it for Linacia was the fact that she had the language barrier to get through.
And she did so well.
And I was glad that she wasn't shafted this episode.
Right. Maybe she won because she didn't win nothing last time. Yeah. And the bottom two were Miss Serena Chacha and Miss Monica Beverly Hills, and they had to lip sync to Only Girl in the World by Rihanna.
To the other queens, pick up a book and go read it. 1 dozen queens, one step closer to becoming...
So, Monica Beverly Hills motherfucking ate that shit like it was a motherfucking chicken dinner. Okay.
Yes. You know, Miss Coco Ferocha. Alright. Okay. Yes. The minute she hit that beat and she started giving you all of this, I was like, yes.
She owned that. She took that passion.
Yeah.
Fire, and she channeled it into that lip sync performance, and just there was no hope in hell
for
Serena that she was gonna win that, because Monica had
that was Monica. That was her.
There was her rebirth. The phoenix rose from the ashes and ate that shit, honey.
Yes, it did.
She turned the party, and Monica hate us to the left because she ate that. I can't even stop saying it.
She ate that. She ate that fucking stage.
And then, you know, she left and she was like, oh, read a book. And you're kind of like, wah. Like, you tried it, bitch. Next.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I felt at that point. Like, just stop.
Listen. Let's not get tacky. We gonna stay classy.
No, we are. Like, and
we are.
I have a lot of love and respect for her. But I just wish she wouldn't have went that route. She was the tacky one saying that shit.
Well, she can stay in the bargain bin, but I ain't gonna go with it. Listen, I don't know what Serena was going through in that time. Maybe she was going through a difficult time.
You're right.
Maybe she had some bad friends that she was around. I don't know.
Didn't like
I don't know you like that, Serena. But I will say that you gave them that, right? Go read a book. You gave them that to use it as your exit, I'm guessing. How you doing? You could have just rein it back in, at least for that moment.
Yeah. But hey.
You know, at the same time, I will say, as much as shit went down with Serena, I kind of would have liked to see more love for her as she was exiting, you know, because I would have given her something at least, you know.
But she just crossed everybody, man. I don't know. Maybe that's what she thought she had to do, or we're not seeing a lot of what was really going on, but she just came off as like, I don't know how to describe it. She was just a lot, doing too much.
Doing the most. And that's why I say I don't know what she was going through, because I feel like she must have been going through something to be acting like that.
Well, I guess we'll find out come reunion, bitch.
What? Yes.
So, let's move on to the Untucked.
Okay, so, in the Interior Illusions Lounge, the girls were talking about who they thought was going to be in the bottom two, and Ivy Winters was saying that Sierra was probably going to be there, and I agree, right? You thought Sierra was going to be there, right?
Right. Body can make me feel. Okay.
Yeah, and then come to find out that Linacia Sparks did in fact have some moments in the little confessional thing, because as far as I ain't seen
shit,
she probably didn't record nothing up in there.
No, I ain't never seen the bitch up in a confessional.
So, Ivy Winter's team was moved over to the gold bar to play a little game where they had to, you know, pick up
it was like 20 questions, basically.
Yeah, and you had to guess who the bitch was. And they were kind of harsh a little bit.
They were kind of being a little catty. No, but, you know, it's drag.
To be real, because they kept it real up in there. I was like, okay, I don't know.
Yes, ma'am. But, you know, it was what it was. They were kind of...
they had their moments.
They were kind of put in a situation where they were like, okay, play this and talk shit about the other girls.
Because when they picked up that picture of Monica and Ivy, and it was Ivy, and they asked if she was pretty, and she was like, no. I was like,
God. Are you... Like, what even is that, really?
Like, that was so fucking rude, though. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think even Serena, I wouldn't have picked up that card and said she ugly.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up, though.
Yeah.
Because Season 5 is fuck bitch, and I'm just saying, like, Season 5 is full of beautiful people, and they're all beautiful people. I was just like, that was mad rude, Ivy.
Yeah.
Shit.
You mad
hold
rude,
on. Do I have a mirror somewhere that I can get for you? Karma.
Okay. She put a curse on you, bitch. You better watch out. Watch yourself before you get checked.
remember how, I mean, we'll talk about it later, but Monica got real kind of pissed when she got called ghetto by Serena. So when Ivy called her ghetto,
she really needs to quit that and take that somewhere else, because that is some ignorant shit.
Yeah, because Ivy, just know that it could have been you that was getting
Vivian that said that Banji was ghetto.
Well, I was about to say that. She's the one that asked whether she was Banji so that she could find out if it was Monica. So both of y'all need to keep it real for real, if you get what I'm saying.
To be real.
Okay, let Shangela be in that room. That's what I'm saying.
Let's get real.
Honey, I don't know, girl. Personally, I don't think I would say Alyssa is plus size. Like,
really?
You know, like what image?
Really?
Like,
are you sending to people? Let's not.
Yeah, like, come on, like your standards kind of. I'm gonna leave it at that.
So the girls got to talking about J. Jolie, and Honey was spilling the tea about, you know, how she was telling Honey that the girls were talking shit about her, and then she was telling Coco that Roxy was talking shit about her. So she seems to
be
be
is she playing?
Quite the little shit stirrer, and you know, Honey ain't the one, I don't think, to be spreading no bullshit like that.
No.
And she's just genuinely coming from a place of where she doesn't like that. So watch yourself, Miss J. Jolie, because if you keep planting these seeds, eventually something's gonna grow and you might not like it.
Yeah.
So we got a little new addition to the show in the form of the two unsafe teams lip syncing to RuPaul mashups. You know, it was a cute little moment. I don't know if it had really any bearing on anything other than it was a cute little moment.
And it was entertaining.
Right,
so,
yeah. I was here for it.
Me too.
So the first thing that the unsafe girls did when they got back into the workroom was check on Miss Monica Beverly Hills, and they all came out to support her and said some really positive, beautiful things to her. So I just want to applaud all of y'all for being so sweet.
Not really so much applaud them, but just, you know, because that's what it should have been.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I expect from my girls.
Right. Exactly.
And yeah, so y'all did exactly. And any fans that don't really understand drag or, you know, transgender individuals, who are fans of these people, need to hear that positive message to lead them into the right direction.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, God. So Ru had a surprise for the girls, which was a message from Monica Beverly Hills' estranged mother.
It was really sweet, and, you know, this is a review and everything, but that's personal, and I just want to say I'm happy for you, girl, and, you know, best of luck with everything, and that was just a really sweet moment.
Yeah. So, you know, the girls were all talking after Monica's message, and, you know, it was kind of a sad moment, and Roxy broke the ice by saying everyone's on the same level except for Serena, and Serena!
And her life, you tried it!
And everybody gagged, and, you know, Alyssa kind of jumped in and was like, shut the fuck up, whatever, because they're obviously so sick of her talking all the time or whatever. Well, that's what they're saying anyway, we don't know.
I was on the fence. I felt kind of bad for her that everyone was laughing at her.
Now, listen, they did, you can tell that it was kind of chopped and screwed by Logo, because I don't think Coco Montrese would have gotten that mad.
Over saying like nothing.
Yeah, it was kind of like a weird, like they were
just kind of skipped, and she was like, "Oh no, bitch!" It was like nothing happened. So Miss Coco, not you, was really giving Serena the tea up in that fucking Untucked bitch.
Right.
And even though the thing was clearly chopped and cut and edited, you know, they had the film to use of her sat there rolling her eyes and whatever. Because she was telling you some real ass shit though, and as much as it may have come off like she was coming for you, she was coming for you with a lesson. A lesson that was worth learning and listening to.
Right, because she's been in the game since, what? 1992. And the bitch knows what the fuck she's talking about. Like, I understand Serena's frustration, but at the end of the day, they are feeling the way they're feeling because of your behavior and her, you know, if she hadn't called Coco old, I'm sure that her ass wouldn't be so yelly and the yes God voice, you know?
Yeah, like, I mean, things were heated, and at the end of the day...
If you call somebody old, you're gonna go off at them more than you would than if they didn't. You feel me?
I feel like the only reason that even got brought up is because she wanted to let her know that she was old and that she had some things that she could actually learn from her.
Right.
I didn't think like she just brought it up so she could have a reason to yell at her. Also, fuck the earrings. Also, I want to say that if Serena would have been angry about the fact that they were just yelling at her, that would have been completely fair. But the problem was that she was really feeling some type of way about the way that they were saying it to her. Not the fact that they were yelling, but that the words and the language was ghetto or whatever.
She was just trying to pull some superiority bullshit about, oh, I have an education. Like, bitch, don't play that shit. Because a lot of people try to say that drag queens aren't intelligent and they do this because they haven't got anything else better to do. And at the end of the day, it puts a bad message because it makes her look just as ignorant as the people that say that.
It doesn't make her look just as ignorant. It makes her just as fucking ignorant.
Well, exactly.
Straight up.
Exactly.
Like, I don't even know where she gets off saying that because you're in the same boat as everybody else, and whether you have an education or not, street smarts count for something. Thank you. And I will say that life lessons, you get that with experience. So you really kind of stupid talking about someone being old as if that's a bad thing, and then talking about being educated, bitch. Because education comes with what? Knowledge, and knowledge you gain with experience. Experience you get with what? Time. Do the math, boo.
It's
Since
just,
you're so smart.
There's 1,000,001 reasons why someone might not go to college, and there is like, I don't know, thousands of those reasons are going to be not only because someone's not intelligent enough, it could be because they can't afford it or whatever the situation may be, and
exactly.
To think you're superior because of that is some bullshit to me.
Exactly.
It doesn't define your education just because you went to school.
And it doesn't define your education.
I know some people that went to
speak.
school are some motherfucking idiots, and that's true. You can choose to speak however you want to speak, and the language that was being used in the drag worlds. And she's trying to say, like, oh, drag, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's your culture, boo. Like, know it, learn it, live it.
And if you don't want to speak any type of way, you don't need to speak like that.
Right, but you don't need to hate anybody else. Like, trying to make yourself feel better because you can't get a word in.
Don't put other people down and raise yourself up, because that's only going to make you look like an idiot, which is the opposite of what you're claiming to be. Now, I will rein it back in because I expect from you what I'm going to give. I will say that I felt like things could have been toned down, and no matter what happens and what's said, you always have the power to rein it back and, you know, say something in a way that someone's really gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if Serena would have listened anyway, and maybe that's how they felt. I wasn't there at the time, but I will say, Serena, I do feel like, okay, they didn't need to be screaming at you. The words they were using, sickening, the flavor they was giving you, that was totally acceptable. What I didn't think was necessary was the volume. Fair enough. You know, I get that.
Yeah, it was a situation where everyone kind of ganged up on her, and I don't necessarily agree with that, but I don't know how else the situation could have gone because Serena had alienated herself from everyone.
Exactly, and Serena was the only one in that whole room of bitches yelling that was actually saying some shit that was really offensive. Everybody else was coming at her for shit that she'd done, and coming at her correct in why they were saying it.
Yeah. Now listen, this is the first motherfucking time that some shit has gone down in Untucked that RuPaul
literally
herself felt so much a type of way about it that she had to pause it, get on that screen and go, no bitch, you didn't do it.
Like, fair enough, they also wanted the opportunity for a hashtag moment.
Yeah.
But on some real shit, Ru was like, no bitch, like, this ain't going down, not on my motherfucking show. I didn't say that you were more educated than everyone, but you wanted to use ghetto as a derogatory term, and that's really not being very educated, your damn self.
No, ma'am.
Alright, so, here's the thing. When Serena started kind of apologizing and trying to make amends with the girls, I do want to say it was too little, too late, JoJo.
Right.
but at the same time, you always got to be open to, to forgiving a bit.
Apology, yeah.
Exactly. Too soon in that moment, maybe, for everyone to be like, oh, it's okay, girl. But, I'm just saying, so hope for the best, hope for the future and everything, that you learn something from this, girl, for real. Because, that's the thing about Drag Race, is making a sisterhood and a family fights, right? So, that's what it is. I do appreciate the fact that she did apologize in that moment, regardless of whether it was real or fake or whatever. She sat there and said, I'm sorry, and you gotta respect that.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of our review. Now, we started this shit off like, oh, it's gonna be so short, and here we are like 50 million years later still doing this. So please subscribe and like and favorite and share the video around. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think. Our links to our social networks are down below in the Penny Sniffer section.
Let us know in a complimentary fashion what you think about this beautiful lighting and our flawless makeup. Y'all.
Right.
Let me just, because y'all know
otherwise
these
she can go too.
So, bye. Ole.